Excellency, thank you so much again for joining us, and warm welcome to you all. So let's kick our conversation off right away because I know Your Excellency has to leave in only a few moments' time. I think it's important to start out by talking about the fact that we are all meeting today against an unfortunate new conflict in our region, which of course has the potential to ultimately disrupt economic growth and activity in the region, including perhaps even a spike in oil prices, cooling growth or rising inflation. So, Your Excellency, first to you on this, how are you assessing this new conflict in our part of the world, and what does it mean for the UAE?
Well, the conflict around the world, around this part of the world, since 2012 hasn't been very steady. So if you take the last 10 decades, right, we've seen the Arab Springs, we've seen the challenges that the economy faces globally, slow growth, and back in 2016, 17, we've seen COVID-19 challenges. We've seen the high interest rates, inflation, and so forth. We've seen geopolitical tensions. So the last 10 years, the last decade, hasn't been easy for the region and for the world as well. But we managed to moderate this and to navigate this in a way where we managed to be very agile. We have looked for agility in saying that. We moved fast in our policies. So we managed to actually look at our policies, be very, so we managed to change the company, the 100% ownership for the UAE company laws. We have looked at the commercial transaction law and we amended that. So that agility, and we moved very fast. We have changed about 15 laws in the last 2 years to show agility in our markets. The other aspect is optionality. On the international domain, we focused on being part of the G20. We are working closely with the OECD. We're joining the BRICS. We have kept our option on a global presence as well, looking at trade. We have signed about 7 comprehensive economic partnership agreements, which is the kind of free trade agreements, bilaterally with nations. The most important one was one with India. And we're looking forward as well to sign another 20 by the end of 2031. The last one which is speed. And with the UAE's leadership and visionary, I think what helped us to really navigate is how do we keep up speed into taking these decisions and moving fast in opportunities. So these are 3 things that will never change in the UAE. We're very young and very fit, and we're trying to move an economy very fast. That's where we are at the moment.
Your Excellency, the UAE was a first mover on the Abraham Accords, though. Do you see this as a setback for regional economic ties?
Well, the UAE, like I said, going back to the values of optionality, and I think the aspect of as well in the challenges that's happening globally at the moment. We want ceasefire. We want the stopping of killing of all civilians. We want a 2-state solution to really look at the aspects of between the two nations. We want East Jerusalem to be the capital of Palestine. And I think that's where the UAE stands globally as well. And I think with that said, we need peace. The region needs that kind of slowdown of what's happening. And we need to be very mature when we're taking decisions. I think that's where the UAE is. But nevertheless, the investment opportunities, the attraction of investments, the UAE attracts a lot of that kind of thinking. And the UAE is always open for business and doing business globally.
Let's talk about some of the numbers you've just unpacked as well. 7.9% annual growth, inflation at around 2%, interest rates at 5.4%, unemployment at 2.75%.
Okay.
If I have my numbers right. What does the forward outlook tell us? And to another point, the UAE also aiming to double GDP to over 800 billion by the end of the decade. So what specific policies will get us there?
I think the current policies that we're doing is going to stay. I think what we have changed the last 2 years have diversified a lot of things. And we're going to keep on doing that. I think it will take time for economy to really show these policies' impacts. I think we don't need to change a lot as well in the next couple of years to make sure that we can measure these impacts of these policies that has been changed. The investments, the sovereign wealth funds and their investments in new energy and transition, that's something which is important. The hosting of the COP28 happening next month, the green finance and sustainability we spoke about, the reduction of carbon emission, and nevertheless, do not speak about the circularity, circular economy policies that we have initiated. And I'm leading with the multi-international businesses in the world to how to circle the economy and make sure that we recycle a lot of the waste back into the economy as goods. So circularity is an important aspect. But I think where we're going with this as well is let's talk about the number of 5.9% non-oil GDP for the first half of 2023. That is one of the highest numbers that the UAE as well, looking at diversification. This is the real model of showing how UAE is diversified when it has 5.9% of growth in non-oil GDP. And that's why it's showing that the UAE is less depending on oil and moving towards other parts of the economy.
Which is absolutely critical for the country and the region. Your Excellency, I think we have to let you go.
Thank you.
Thank you
very
so much for joining us today. We appreciate it.